Okay, now here's the work table right here. And as we pan around, we could see we're kind of at the level of the table right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to be working down here right along the edge of the table. Okay, the reason why we're working on the edge of the bench because we need the edge of this piece of 1/4-inch plate glass, and it goes all the way back there. It's about 2 feet wide, and the whole length of the table, which is about 3 feet. So we need a good solid surface, see, that you can't move and you could push against to cut against. So okay, now the first thing I need to do is I need to cut a groove in this square stock right here. Okay, and what that is let's zoom in. See, that groove is for the cannon. See, the cannon, bottom of the carriage for the cannon rides in this groove. Okay, right here. So this is what we have to do, is we have to cut this groove. So let's go ahead and do that. Now to start with, we're going to zoom back out, and we're going to take a piece of the square stock, and I'm going to set it against the edge of the glass. Then I have this plank, and that's about the thickness of that groove. So now I'm going to clamp it like this. Put another clamp on this side like that. So now the piece is clamped between these two right here. This is the height that we want to cut to, and everything is flat against the table. So first thing to do is I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to make a cut right at the top of that plank, just like so. I'll probably do this maybe 4 or 5 times to make sure that the cut's going to be deep enough. Okay, now I got a good cut going there. Alright. Okay, now let me get it out of there. Now I have a really nice clean cut. Let me zoom in. See it right here? So now I have a good cut to start with. My next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just sit here now, and I'm going to deepen this cut by just following right along it. I don't need the plank anymore, so I'm just going to keep doing this. I'm going to do it on this side, and I'm going to do it on this side right here. So let me do that for a while, and I'll get back to you. Okay, now that I have my 2 stop cuts nice and deep in there, you can see it. And here's the other one right here. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to set the length. And I'm going to do that. See, I have them marked right here with this pencil line. So I'm going to go in with this pencil line, and I'm going to mark this. Okay, and then I'm going to take the razor blade and I'm going to just nick out that corner. See what I did? Made a nick in there. The reason I made a nick in there is now I'm going to take this razor saw and I'm going to rest it in that nick and cut it down. So I'll show you here. See what I did with the razor saw? I cut it down right even with my line here and even with my line here. And there's my nick that I used as a guide. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side now. Okay, next step, number 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this edge right here. I'll zoom in really close so you can see what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut this peak off of here. Like so. And I'm going to cut it down to this cut line, and I'm going to cut it down to that cut line. So let's zoom out. I'm just going to go down the length of my piece and cut that out of there. Okay, I'll get back to you. Okay, by cutting down that corner right here like I did, what it did was, let me zoom way in and I'll show you. What it did was it made this edge along here very thin. Okay, see here, right along here. Okay, so now what I can do is I'll go in here and just off the top start slicing this off. Just like this, because it's really thin. See, now what that's doing, that's revealing my my notch here that I'm trying to make. Okay, so what you can do is just peel this back and each time just go a little bit deeper. See how it's just peeling that off of there? See that? Okay, so then what you do is you turn it around, and now here's the other side. Now you can see how I clean that out of there. So we do the same here. Okay, you could feel it. It's almost, there it is, to the edge. One more cut and it'll come off of there. I'm going to go down because I may have a few stragglers. Oh, here's my edge. Okay. So let's go up here a little bit more. There we go. There it goes. Ah, it popped out. Okay, so you see how it's forming it. Now what you do is you go in here and you do the same thing. Take this edge off. This corner right here. Okay, and that's the same as we did, same as when we started. So I'm just going to peel it right off of there. Comes off real easy. Okay, now I'll deepen the cut, and I'll deepen this cut. Now we can go in there and start cleaning this out. Okay. I haven't gone all the way to the end yet, so that's why I have to cut these. See? Okay, there was our last piece. Okay, we have just made a notch. Now we're just going to go in there with just scrape this. And there we have it. Okay, now I'm just going to do the ends. And as you can see, it really didn't take long to do. And that's good because we have 6 of these to do. So, that's how you do it. I'll get back to you when I get all 6 of them done. Okay, now that I have my 2 grooves cut in here, what I want to do is I want to take this and I want to set it down, face down, with the groove to the inside. Okay, same thing here. I want to face down, groove to the inside, put my little block on the end, put my front piece on. Okay, square it up like so, put a piece of wood on there and clamp it. Okay, now you can see right here I marked the center of the beam, going this way. So what I want to do is I want to take this plate and I'm going to set it right on the center here, right like this. Okay, like a check square. Okay, got it. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to clamp that right on there. Now what I want to do is I want to go around these edges right here and make a nice stop cut. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, I've just finished cutting the second set of notches, which is right here and right here on the bottom, and they go like this, and then here's a piece that fits in there. And as you can see, what I did was I notched the end of this also right here like that. That's so it sets down in there flush with the bottom of the sled like so. Okay, now we got one more set of notches to cut, and that's for this cheek right here, this piece right here. Okay, that's it right here on the side. It notches down into our main beam and then it rests against this end piece. So I'm going to go ahead and notch that now. Okay, mark the length of the notches right here. There's my mark. And it's going to notch here on the outside, so I want to turn this around. And this is my material I'm going to use, so I want to set this flat on here and clamp it. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to cut my stop cut right along the top of the wood. Like so. Take 3 or 4 cuts. Like that. Nice and easy so you don't run off with the grain. And as you can see, there's my cut. Right there. Okay, now I'm going to make a cut on this side and then notch this out.